A top story on the show this evening, viewers. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar has resigned. He cited health concerns as the reason for his immediate resignation. Jagdeep Dhankhar is not completing his full term. The sudden exit of the Vice President has set tongues wagging. Health is the only reason, is what he has sought and said. But is there more to it? That's the big discussion that this sudden exit of the Vice President has started. This is the big political news break that's breaking tonight on NDTV. Viewers, let's get you reactions that have been coming on this big story.
Wish him the best of health because I am, in a sense, saddened because I have a very good relationship with him. In fact, I know Dhankar Saab for what, 30, 40 years. We were paired with each other, we were paired against each other in matters. Whenever I needed time to speak in the House, I met him personally in his chamber. And he never refused me and gave me a little more time than is otherwise available to independent members of Parliament.
It's something quite unexpected. And we don't know what are the real reasons. And I don't think the President of India is going to accept the same. This might be an initial reaction from his side, might be dissatisfied with some developments and a kind of surgical strike from Modi, something like that, I feel. So anyway, we can't say what is the real reason. Of course, he had health issues and undergone an operation. But even today, he was very vocal. No any sign of his health issues.
बहरहाल मीडिया में जो आ रहा है कि स्वास्थ्य कारणों से इस्तीफा दिया, तो ईश्वर उनको दीर्घायु करे, ठीक स्वस्थ करे. लेकिन सारा दिन तो हाउस में थे वो, तो स्वास्थ्य के ऐसे एकदम अचानक क्या कारण हुए घंटे के अंदर के इस्तीफा ही देना पड़ गया. हम तो उनके लिए उम्मीद करते हैं कि दुआ करते हैं कि अल्लाह उनको लंबी उम्र दे और सेहत दे. सारा दिन आप ठीक बैठे हुए काम कर रहे हैं, आप पूरा दिन हाउस में हो और आपने जाके आके मेरी तबीयत खराब है और मैं इस्तीफा दे रहा हूं, तो ये समझ से बाहर है.
All right, let's get in my colleague Harsha Kumari Singh, who's joining us for more on this. Harsha, he was scheduled to travel to Rajasthan 2 days later. The sudden resignation of the Vice President has come as a bit, in fact, it's come as a bit of a shock for everybody, hasn't it?
Well, absolutely. It's come as an absolute shock for people in Rajasthan. Remember, his home state is Rajasthan. He was born in a small village called Kitana in Jhunjhunu, and then he studied in the Sainik School in Chittor. He also studied in the Maharaja College in Jaipur, practiced in the Rajasthan High Court, and then stepped into politics in 1989 when he won that election to Jhunjhunu on a Lokdal ticket, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, and then he went into the Lok Sabha after that. He was also part of the Chandrasekhar government as a Minister of State for Law. But having said that, as Vice President, I think there was a very strong signal that the BJP did send out to the electorate in Rajasthan when he was made Vice President. And you remember, he comes from the Jat community. It's a very politically agile, very politically relevant and mobile community in Rajasthan. And I've been speaking to some leaders. Nobody can quite fathom why that's happened. But also a lot of, people who have been community leaders and in politics have said that, his resignation perhaps is in some senses calculated because there is no election coming up in Rajasthan for 3 years. So he also looked at that when he resigned, that it would not cause any damage to a very important state for the BJP. And I would like to recall an aside in 2023 when we were covering assembly elections and the Vice President would come very often to Rajasthan. I think he came in within a month, he came about 7 times. And that really unsettled Mr. Gehlot, and he could not but help himself by saying that why is someone like the Vice President coming here so often when there is an election? And I think Ashok Gehlot was very worried about the impact his presence would have on the vote bank. But of course, he could not say that openly. So in his political style, he kind of questioned it very subtly. But the vice president was not someone who would mince words in that case. So he very clearly took him on. I mean, he said, you cannot drag me. I'm in a constitutional position. Yes. I'm coming to Rajasthan for the welfare of the people. So don't drag me into petty politics. But that having set aside, the optics were definitely there to stay in the landscape of the Rajasthan election. And I think Ashok Gehlot definitely had a point when he was worried about the vice president visiting the state too often in a closely fought election.
All right, let's leave it there. Harsha joins us to decode the political journey of Jagdeep Dhankhar since early age and since his beginnings, which was in Jhunjhunu in Rajasthan. Shifting focus now to another important political story of the day. Day one of the monsoon session. It began on the expected lines, though both the Treasury benches and the opposition have agreed on a discussion on Operation Sindoor. A 16-hour debate on Operation Sindoor has been scheduled for next week in Parliament. This was announced by the Business Advisory Committee after repeated demands came in from the opposition parties. Listen in to reactions that have come in on this story.
बैठिए, ये तरीका उचित नहीं है। हर चीज का जवाब देगी सरकार।
हम ये जानना चाहते हैं
कि हम चर्चा करेंगे, हर तरीके से करेंगे।
संसद स्टॉर्म,
चर्चा के हम वेलकम करते हैं।
मैं समझौता किया।
a war of words,
पहलगाम और ऑपरेशन सिंदूर पर
charge and counter-charge,
देश और दुनिया के सामने रखा जाएगा।
walkouts,
लेकिन संसद सत्र का पहले
repeated adjournments.
सदन की कार्रवाई आज adjourned to meet at 12.
First day, first showdown.
माननीय सदस्यगण प्लीज बैठिए सदन के अंदर।
The monsoon session of Parliament off to a rocky start. Both the opposition and government crossing swords. In the opposition's ammunition, the Operation Sindoor debate, Pahalgam intelligence failure, Trump's claims on India-Pakistan and the Bihar voters list. The tone was set before the House opened, with opposition notices on the vexed issues. Prime Minister Modi, in his customary remarks before the session, hailed the armed forces on Operation Sindoor.
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में भारत की सेना ने जो लक्ष्य निर्धारित किया था 100% अचीव किया। आतंकियों के आकाओं के घर में जाकर के 22 मिनट के भीतर भीतर ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के तहत उसको जमींदोज कर दिया गया।
लेकिन मैं चाहता हूं
As the House assembled, the opposition benches were up in arms, demanding a discussion on Operation Sindoor with the condition that the PM replies to the debate.
ये उन्होंने ही कहा है, लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर ने कहा है इसमें इंटेलिजेंस फेल्यूर है, ये एक्सेप्ट उन्होंने ही किया।
The government slammed the opposition for disrupting the House, saying that it has agreed to the debate.
जिस कक्षा से संबंधित जिस विषय पर वो चर्चा चाहते हैं, जितनी भी बड़ी चर्चा चाहते हैं, जितने घंटे की भी चर्चा चाहते हैं, जैसा भी आपके द्वारा अथवा स्पीकर महोदय के द्वारा तय किया जाएगा, उसके तहत हम चर्चा करने के लिए पूरी तरह से तैयार हैं।
The debate now slated for next week, 16 hours allocated to it. Amidst the ruckus in the House, the LOP Rahul Gandhi alleged that he was not being allowed to speak.
कि अगर सरकार के लोग कुछ बोलें तो हमें भी स्पेस मिलनी चाहिए। हम 2 शब्द कहना चाहते थे मगर विपक्ष को ये अलाउड नहीं।
ये राहुल गांधी जी और प्रियंका गांधी जी की निजी ड्राइंग रूम नहीं है।
The opposition also later staged a walkout on the issue of the Bihar voters list. A high-level meeting was held at the Prime Minister's office after Parliament was adjourned for the day, which was attended by Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh, Nirmala Sitharaman and other ministers.
Well, despite the Lok Sabha Business Advisory Committee allotting 16 hours of time duration for the debate on Operation Sindoor next week, Congress seems unhappy. Congress leader Gaurav Gogoi stated that the government is not only prioritizing the debate on Operation Sindoor, but not even mentioning about when the debate will begin, and the time and the date has not been mentioned by the government in the BAC. However, in the Rajya Sabha, there was no consensus that was made on the debate on Operation Sindoor, despite twice the meeting took place today. This is Aishwarya Jain for NDTV in Delhi.
Election Commission of India has filed a reply in the Supreme Court on the Bihar SIR issue. Election Commission has denied the allegations made in the petition filed by ADR, Congress, RJD and several other political parties. The Election Commission filed its reply in the Supreme Court on the Bihar SIR issue and told the Supreme Court that voters do not have any problem with the process and the process is close to completion, which is, according to the Law Commission, said it is its responsibility to remove fake voters from the voter list and it is fulfilling its constitutional responsibility. Turning attention to the other big story of the day, 2006 train blasts. In that case, a final result has come in. The court order has come where all accused have been acquitted. The Bombay High Court acquitted all accused in the 2006 train blast, which rocked several parts of the city. The Maharashtra government is all set to challenge this verdict, and Maharashtra CM Devendra Fadnavis said it was a shocking verdict that has come out. In fact, he comes down heavily on the prosecution, which said that prosecution failed to prove the entire case and did not have the evidence with concrete facts. Listen in to some reactions, including that of the Chief Minister, who expressed his shock and dismay on the order that came in.
बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट ने जो निर्णय दिया है, ये हम सबके लिए बहुत शॉकिंग इस प्रकार का निर्णय है. हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट में इसको चैलेंज करेंगे. बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट ने जो निर्णय दिया है, ये हम सबके लिए बहुत शॉकिंग इस प्रकार का निर्णय है. हम सुप्रीम कोर्ट में इसको चैलेंज करेंगे.
आज हम 20 साल के बाद 19 साल के बाद छूटे हैं और हुकूमत पर और कोर्ट पे हमको बहुत भरोसा हमारा है और वो भरोसा हमारा काम आया. हालांकि हमारा कोई लेने देना नहीं था केस से, लेकिन चलो सेशन से ही हमको छूटना था, लेकिन हम यहाँ से छूटे. लेकिन हम इसके लिए हुकूमत का और जजेस लोगों का और हमारी जो वकीलों की जो टीम है, इनका शुक्र अदा हम करते. सीमी वाला मैटर था कि मैं सीमी से ताल्लुक़ रखता, लेकिन सब वो नहीं था कुछ. पर माजिद है जो कलकत्ता से और ज़मीर और तनवीर है ये बॉम्बे से और मैं पूना से हूँ. चलो.
No end to Air India's troubles. Turbulent times for Air India continues. 2 Air India incidents occurred today in a single day. In one instance, it skids and aborted its takeoff. And the larger question is safety now taking a back seat as far as Air India is concerned? Is system failure a key issue, or pilot errors also need to be evaluated? Safety violations are now under the government's lens. 9 show-cause notices have been issued in the last 6 months. Minor findings in 8 Boeings have been flagged. Now, what is the reason for these repeated AI incidents that are coming to light is the key question, and AI's new era really fails to take off is a question that many are asking. In fact, let's play out this soundbite of Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu, who spoke today on the AI crash probe final report.
To have a definitive answer and a definitive future correction measures, we have to look at the final report, sir. And I can say this to the House and through you to the people of this country also, that the AIB has a very definitive, thorough, rule-based process. They are very transparently looking into the process right now, and they are totally unbiased. This also I can say that the AIB is totally unbiased and looking into the facts. We want to stand by the truth. We want to find out what exactly happened, and that is only going to be coming out once the final report has been placed.
All right, viewers, a quick break. We return with more stories on the other side. Stay with us. There's been a horrific air crash that has taken place in Bangladesh, fighter crash that has shocked the world. horrifying fallout of the fighter crash that took place in Dhaka, where Bangladesh Air Force jet has crashed in a nearby school. Casualties have mounted to 19, where 19 people have lost their lives in a jet that has been China-made. The made-in-China jet crashed in a nearby school, and the jet killed pilot and injured several others. It was a Chinese F-7 that is now the backbone of the Bangladesh Air Force. Listen in to Mohammad Yunus speaking on this horrific tragedy that struck Bangladesh today.
এরা আমাদের সবারই সন্তান হঠাৎ করে চিরদিনের জন্য চলে গেল আমরা অবশ্যই তদন্ত করব তদন্ততে তারা ফিরে আসবে না আমরা চিকিৎসার ব্যবস্থা করছি সবাই ঝাঁপিয়ে পড়েছে সকল হাসপাতাল সকল মানুষ ছুটে আসছে আমরা সবার কাছে অনুরোধ করছি হাসপাতালে ভিড় করবেন না কারণ যারা আহত তাদের জন্য এটা ভালো না
Viewers, it seems there's never a dull day in American politics. 48 hours after Tulsi Gabbard, Trump's intel chief said Obama administration should be tried for falsely claiming that Russia wanted Trump to win the 2016 presidential elections. There is a video that has been issued by Donald Trump. It's an AI-generated video that shows Barack Obama being picked up by FBI agents from the Oval Office itself. This report tells you what may end up being one of the biggest political controversies that is rocking America and American politics. Take a look.
Donald Trump has escalated political tension to a new high, posting a provocative AI-generated video on his Truth Social platform that deceptively shows former President Barack Obama being arrested. No disclaimers, no context, just a bold message that reads, "No one is above the law."
No one, especially the president, is above the law.
No one is above the law.
The surreal sequence begins with archived audio. No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one
is above the law.
Suddenly, digitally manipulated footage appears, Obama in handcuffs, flanked by FBI agents. The scene ends with him in an orange jumpsuit behind bars. The video, first seen on a pro-MAGA TikTok account, was reposted by Trump without any clarification. The post spotlight new allegations from former Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard. She's accused the Obama administration of orchestrating a treasonous conspiracy to sabotage Trump's 2016 victory.
Are you ready to go?
According to Gabbard, declassified documents reveal that Obama-era officials manufactured intelligence to frame Russia interference as election meddling. Gabbard's assertions are being disputed. Democrats, including Senator Mark Warner, dismissed them as cooked books. Meanwhile, this AI-generated deepfake has raised serious ethical and red flags. Critics warn that this kind of content blurs the line between satire and political theatre and outright misinformation. With Vishal Vivek, Bureau Report, NDTV World.
All right, turning attention now to sports, where with the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy hitting a critical juncture, Team India's perils are mounting. Multiple injuries to pacers have now led to Jasprit Bumrah having to step in to play in the 4th test in Manchester. Pacer Anshul Kamboj has also been drafted into the side after Akashdeep's injury. Team India is currently down 2-1 in the series heading into the 4th test and will need to win the Old Trafford test to stand a chance at lifting this trophy.